So, good morning. We were waiting for the sun to come out. Look at that cloud. So it's a delayed sunrise, so I'm a little bit late on the job here. I know you want to see the sunrise. Me too. Hello, Madonna. And Susanna from all over the world. And Canada. Ava Joy. And I forget where Rose is from. So you wanted me for a long time to come to this spot, and finally I came. It takes about half an hour to get here. And so then if you're getting the sunrise and you're just up for the sunrise, then you don't have time to get this far before it comes. The sun has risen quite a while, but the cloud is shielding it from our eyes. And there are two fishermen here. One is called Eliran, and I told him I walked. His name is Eliran. So I have to think, hey, sorry, Shmuel, what does Eliran mean? Eliran, Ran. Ah, really? Abirranana. My God is my joy. Eli Simcha. So there's a guy here near me, and he says that Ran is to do with joy. Biranana. So Eli Ran, maybe it's my God is my joy or something like this. Australia is in here. Very good. And I forget where Deborah is from. And Paul is here from Ireland. And I'm here at the Sea of Galilee in a different spot this morning. We're on further south, but actually west from the lake. So I wheeled the camera around here. Here we have our fishermen. And then you can see at the foot of Mount Arbel, you can see the road above the water level. And then I'm often up there. We've been doing many live streams from up there where those green bushes are. Walking along that lower level, there you see some cars going by. You see the electric poles, so they give you an idea about the height above the road and the height of the road above the water. And so we're a little bit further west than normally, east in the lake, because of this piece of land that juts out. Actually, the lake begins to narrow. Magdal is in fact the widest point on the west of the Sea of Galilee. I think we're getting closer to see the sun. And today's readings are all about the light coming to us. The word light isn't used, but it's amazing revelation, you know. The conversation at the Last Supper of Jesus with the Father. Wow, there's the sun. Now finally you have the sun. And it's already making tracks on the water. So we actually have the first reading today is the same we had a few days ago, of the election of Matthias in the first chapter of the Acts of the Apostles. That's our first reading. And so I refer you back to that in the earlier ones we had this past week, as we covered this quite a bit. And it's interesting to see the community together in unity and very responsive to guidance from above in moving forward with the positions in the church that the apostle who is gone has to be replaced. And this consciousness has remained with the church ever since. And this also inspires us to pray for those who continue to take the place of the apostles. And then we have a beautiful psalm. The Lord has set his throne in heaven. It's really what we all want. We have many challenges in this world. We wanted to travel faster and further. We wanted to fly. And now we're flying in space. But sometimes we're spaced out. But we really want to get to heaven. And we're stretching and straining and striving. The Lord has set his throne in heaven. It's Psalm 103. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all my being bless his holy name. Now the sun is completely out, the light has increased immensely. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. The Lord has set his throne in heaven. For as the heavens are high above the earth, here we have the earth and the water, and here we have the trees. The Lord has set his throne in the heavens, in heaven. For as the heavens are high above the earth, so surpassing is his kindness toward those who fear him. Now it's even brighter, the sun. As far as the east is from the west, so far has he put our transgressions from us. A wonderful celebration of forgiveness, of restoration, of renewal. And even we human beings are calling out to the angels, bless the Lord, all you his angels, you mighty in strength who do his bidding. Very conscious that at times we don't do his bidding. These fishermen here are working their rods. And the rods are doing his bidding, the bidding of each of the fishermen. and we are used to people doing our bidding. Please fill up the gas, please. Send me this product, please. I paid for it 2 days ago. I didn't arrive yet. What's going on? Do my bidding. Each time I go down to get the waves, they calm down. I wanted you to see them in a more moved dynamic. And now we're in the first letter of John, and the second reading for Sunday. Beloved, if God so loved us, we must also love one another. No one has ever seen God. Yet if we love one another, God remains in us, and his love is brought to perfection in us. This is how we know that we remain in him and he in us, that he has given us of his Spirit. Moreover, we have seen and testify that the Father sent his Son as Savior of the world. These are big statements, you know. And the letters of St. John are considered to be pretty late in the development of the New Testament. So they're reflecting the strong faith of these first generations of Christians, and probably the first generations of Christians when the apostles, or many of them already have been martyred. We have come to know and to believe in the love God has for us. God is love, and whoever remains in love remains in God, and God in him. Good morning. Boker Tov. And the gospel today is from the conversation at the Last Supper in John chapter 17. Lifting up his eyes to heaven, Jesus prayed, saying, Holy Father, keep them in your name that you have given me, so that they may be one just as we are one. There's such love in this text, it's amazing. When I was with them, I protected them in your name that you gave me, and I guarded them. To have that sense of being guarded by Jesus. Now I am coming to you. I speak this in the world so that they may share my joy completely. I gave them your word, and the world hated them, because they do not belong to the world. So this is, I am coming to you, is Jesus saying to the Heavenly Father. I am coming to you. So this is the ascension, right? In some countries it's celebrated today. We already celebrated it last Thursday. And the apostles are listening to Jesus praying to the Father. Imagine to enter into that dialogue of Jesus addressing the Father. To be privy to Jesus' conversation with the Father. So part of our prayer is that. Contemplating Jesus in dialogue with his Father. It's a revelation of the inner life of the Trinity. Now, in order to enter that conversation, intimate conversation is only participated by those who are intimate in the relationships that are involved. Like a very I remember when my mother passed away, then we are 5 siblings. My father was still alive, and we 5 siblings had a little conversation about how to support and help my father. And that was just us. We didn't have the cousins in that. We didn't have the uncles and aunts in that. It was just us. The neighbors weren't in that. And to be in the intimacy of the communion of the Trinity, that's very special. And that is a tremendous treasure we have, an extraordinary treasure we have, to enter into that intimacy. Now, the lines that went before this, I do not ask that you take them out of the world. They do not belong to the world. Keep them from the evil one. These are very strong words, because it means that as much as we love the beautiful sunrise and the beautiful trees and all of this, we don't belong here. We're on a trip. Like, I'm not going to stay here all day. I don't belong here. I belong in a different place. I'm going to go back to Magdala. God willing, in an hour's time, I'll be back there, and I'll be uploading this Facebook take on YouTube. So I don't belong here. I won't stay here all the time. Somebody else owns this property. Other people are coming here. There's a little gadget here for getting out on the water, a mini boat, a little kayak. I don't belong here. I'm just passing through. I'm on a stroll. We don't belong in the world, but sometimes our behavior, this is a big prayer we could have today for every baptized person, that we recognize who we are. That we recognize who we are. We actually have a kayak and we're traveling. We're moving along. Sometimes we stop at different places for different reasons that are necessary, but we keep moving. We keep moving on because we don't belong to the world. And then there are even stronger words that Jesus uses. He's talking to his Father. Remember, he's talking to his Father about you. And he's saying to the Father, consecrate. And I could put down here all the names of the people on this chat. Paul, Ava Joy, Sylvia, James, Judy, Jim and Beth, Paul, Jane, Julietta. I could put all of you, Cheryl, Angela Marie, Janetta, Bradley, all of you, you can put your names in here when Jesus is saying this prayer. Consecrate them in the truth. You're involved here. This is about you. And Jesus goes on to say, I consecrate myself for them. And that is actually, it would take longer to explain now than we won't do this right now, maybe at the Mass this afternoon. But I consecrate them, I consecrate myself for them. And that actually means he's going to be crucified. This is a conversation at the Last Supper. He's talking to his Heavenly Father. I consecrate myself. I will be sacrificed. I will be totally given for them, so that they also may be consecrated in truth. What extraordinary words, to be privy to this conversation between the eternal Father and the eternal Word made flesh, just before he completes his mission and heads back to the Father. What is our identity? Isn't that amazing? Let's head over here to see some people. Here's a gentleman who actually has a Bible and he's praying. Isn't that beautiful? It's here. There are people here camping. And there are children, obviously, from the toys. And then we have these folks. Oh, there's Ellie Ran. This is Ellie Ran, right? And Ellie is walking now. He's not running. Oh no, Eliran is over here. That was Simon. Simon. Just imagine the names continue, you know. Eliran, can we see a fish? Have you caught any fish?
Yeah, small one.
Yesh lecha dag, a small one. How big? You are fixing the. Tell us what you are doing. You're fixing the bait.
Yeah,
What bait is this?
it's just corn.
Ah, it's a corn. Yeah. Yeah, very good.
Or flour.
And with some dough, with flour.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But fishing is not about the fish.
Fish is
for-
nothing about the fish.
No, it's for the soul.
What does fishing do for the soul, Eliran?
Relaxing.
It relaxes you.
Yeah.
It's a change of pace.
And we need it in these days.
Very good. I agree with you.
And we need it.
I agree with you.
I just ran away from the alerts.
Uh-huh.
And come here.
From Eilat?
No, from Rehovot.
Rehovot. Okay, that's near Tel Aviv. So there goes the line. And Eliran is expecting a bite here.
And
Good.
you can see we have a lot of bites.
You have a lot of, oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So what happened there? Oh, they didn't take it yet.
Nah.
This is a lovely spot.
Indeed.
There are lots of tensions now, Eliran.
Yeah, but we are living in Israel, so it's not new.
Exactly, exactly. Now, I saw some some interesting things in the last few days, that there are many groups of Arabs and Israeli Arabs and Jews standing together
Standing together.
and not in opposition to each other at different places, especially here in the north.
See, it depends. If you are taking the average day, for the Jewish group is not a problem with the Arab group, and to the Arab group is don't have any. We are living together, but it's a picture that to think that the Arab group accept us, and we see it every few years. They don't like us and don't want us to stay here. They are teaching their children to hate. I don't know why. It's weird.
So
But
we have a lot of homework to do, to encounter. Do you
we
have,
have, and to their leaders have lots of work to do. Lots of work.
do you know Arabs personally?
Of course, I have friends Arabs.
Arab friends? Uh-huh.
Of course, but so what? To everyone is have friends, but
Of course.
if their children growing up in an environment that teach them that Jewish are the enemy, or I don't know what, so what is gonna help? So I'm friends with them, I'm drinking coffee with them, I'm fishing with them, but
Beautiful. That's the way to do it. And to bring the children together and fish together.
yeah, but it still at school
Uh-huh.
they're teaching opposite.
So then we need to talk, get the teachers to sit together.
No, with the leaders,
Which leaders?
Arab leaders. Only with the Arab leaders. Only. It's unbelievable that all the time that they are feel something wrong, they are trying to kill someone. I didn't see it from the other side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If I don't like something, I'm gonna burn and throw stones.
You know, I don't know if you know about the history here, but you know, when Alexander the Great conquered this region,
Mm-hmm.
and he conquered Persia,
Okay.
and then what was this? This was about 800 to 900 years ago. And then they took revenge. In
Who?
what year? The Persians.
Okay.
614. So about 800 years later. So it's human memory is a funny thing. Not a funny thing, it's a very significant thing. So how do we you know, I think in Northern Ireland, I'm from Ireland.
You're from Ireland.
Yes. And I just read there last week that there are major tensions in the north of Ireland again. So I remember talking with some people for quite a few times that we cannot think that the famous Good Friday Agreement of 25 years ago would provide the peace. There's generations of education to do,
Of course,
of
but,
coexistence.
But most of the Arab here in Israel, their fathers and the great-great-fathers, they arrived here only because the Jewish state appeared in 47. Because for economic situation, not from because this is the Holy Land of something like that. So most of them are basically from Syria, Lebanon, Egypt. This location. So
there's a funny DNA test
here, of course,
done. It's out there on the internet, and you have these people saying, "No, I have nothing to do with those people. I have nothing to do with those people. I have nothing to do with those people." But then it turns out that all of the people were shocked to discover that they had some DNA from those people. So we're all mixed.
Yeah?
We're all mixed up. We're all...
הוא לא, שמעון. הוא ברח, זה היה סתם. You're from Belfast?
From Ireland. No, I'm from the west of Ireland, County Clare.
I was in Dublin for 4 months.
Really?
Yeah.
What you do in Dublin?
I was there in the embassy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Working in the embassy?
I love the Ireland.
Oh, yeah. What did you like about Ireland?
It's a beautiful island, but if in Ireland was a roof, it was a perfect place.
If Ireland was what?
Roof.
Had a roof for the rain. If Ireland had a roof, it would be a perfect place. Wow, that's the first time I heard that. People, we've stayed on a little longer here because Eli Rand is a very interesting guy. And maybe we'll continue this conversation another day, okay? It would be very interesting.
Take care, all of you.
So, you want to say goodbye, Eli Rand?
Goodbye, folks. Take care.
So we're all going to pray here for greater mutual understanding and peace and a growth in relationships between all of us. God bless you. Thank you for joining this morning. So here I am, just so you can have proof. Have a blessed Sunday. God bless you all.
זה גם